All right, I want to start with the Philadelphia Eagles, a report yesterday that I found very interesting. And if the NFC East weren't as bad as it is, and I could more convincingly sell the Giants as champions, I think I'd add the Eagles to the list of teams I expect to miss the playoffs after the report yesterday that there's a fracture in the relationship between Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. The report included some players saying that last year they didn't know what play calls were. They didn't know what routes they were supposed to run. They didn't know what the protections were on the offensive line. Reason being, Jalen Hurts wanted a lot more say in the offense, and Nick Sirianni said, everything's going good. Why fix what's not broken? Let's run it back. The result, Jalen Hurts is freelancing Aaron Rodgers style at the line of scrimmage. Nobody knows what's going on. This is just disaster written all over it, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how this gets better. Again, they took a step back, and I thought that it would take 2 steps forward this upcoming season, Cap, but I don't know. Like, it's either make or break for Sirianni and the Eagles at this point in time.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I think you're right. It is make or break. They have got to take a step here. Jeffrey Lurie will probably pull the plug, and it's in a city where they are as intolerant of their Eagles failing. Like, they hold their teams accountable. Like, there are people here that think we're tough on players and coaches. This town is Charmin compared to Philly, Boston, and New York. We're good. We're not at their level in terms of media being vicious. Vicious. They're brutal. So, yeah, Sirianni, you better figure this out or you're gone.
All right, Shay, what else do we have for around the NFL?
Also, more issues with the 49ers, the fractured relationship with Brandon Ayuk. Christian McCaffrey now sounds like he's going to miss the entirety of the preseason and training camp with a calf strain. Always scary when you have a guy who's going to carry the football a lot, has a calf strain. That obviously can turn into an Achilles injury, which nobody would like to see for Christian McCaffrey. But I look at these two teams, the Eagles and the Niners, both loaded with problems. Two teams that were the favorites in the NFC last year. Is it over? As the mantle of the NFC moved to a new team? And frankly, when you look at the NFC North with the Packers, the Lions, and the Bears, this is the best division in the NFC, and one of these teams is going to fight for the crown, right?
Who would you say?
I believe the division clearly is the NFC North, the absolute best. The best, no doubt about it. But I still think the 49ers are a loaded roster. Loaded. The talent level is insane. Dallas has a lot of talent. Doesn't mean they're going to put it together all of a sudden, but they've got a lot of talent on their football team. So you can tell me all you want about issues, or they're going to get rid of Ayuk. They still have, I think, a really talented team.
Shay, if you were to hazard a guess, if you had a choice between the NFC East and the NFC West, where will the conference championship come out of? Which division, the West or the East?
Do I only get those two?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't choose the North?
Mm-mm.
Because I would like to choose the North.
I know you would. Yes.
I guess the West, I just believe in, like, if everything ends up being okay at San Francisco, I believe in them more than either Philly or Dallas in a playoff situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the West, but if I can only choose between those two, I genuinely believe the NFC champion is in the NFC North.
Well, the reason why I asked the question is because even with the 49ers may not be the dynamic team that you think they should be, it might be good enough in the NFC. It might be, only because of the tenured Shanahan as the head coach, what he can do as an offensive playmaker. Look what he's done with Brock Purdy. I mean, with everything of Brock Purdy, that offense hums. McCaffrey, big part of that. Even without Ayuk, this could be a scenario in which the 49ers find their way to the top of the West and have a deep playoff run. Even what they are right now, if they're without Ayuk, they can get there. I think they can. I don't see it coming out of the East, that is for sure. Not the Dallas Cowboys. Giants, okay, not very good. The Eagles maybe sideways, maybe taking a step, but not good enough to be able to take the NFC crown.
Losing Jason Kelce, I think, is a massive loss.
Yeah.
I don't care how talented whoever their center is now.
Mm-hmm.
That dude set the tone. That dude ran the room. That is a huge leadership void.
I think that we haven't gotten there yet, but I believe an emotional Mr. Norling, Shay's dad, might be coming at the end of the playoff run. If you think that the NFC crown is going to come out of the North, Shay, look for that phone call. that phone call could be happening. Right?
I'm lower on them this year than a lot of people, but
what did your dad say?
Frankly, he's sailing in Europe right now. He's not locked in yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's enjoying himself. He's having a good time.
He's ready for his Lions.
Seems that way.
See?
All right, let's go.
That's what I mean.
Let's go, man.
Maybe an emotional call on the other end. It's like, I can't believe we're here. I can hear it.
They got a good football team. They just lost another defensive back yesterday to a torn pec, I believe.
Yeah, Emmanuel Mosley, right?
Yeah. Right? So, these injuries, man, in training camp, it's unbelievable. Right?
You know what else is unbelievable is all the fighting going on in training camp.
Yeah, who was swinging the helmet yesterday?
Lions and Giants got in a huge fight. Malik Neighbors was talking some smack, and the Lions had none of it.
500 grand in fines.
Yeah, but the what's interesting is there were a bunch of fights, 5 fights during Seahawks single practice. So the Seahawks start fighting each other. The NFL's fighting fines don't apply to single team practices. They only apply to joint practices. So Seahawks fighting each other, 5 fights at Seahawks camp among each other will not trigger a fine or any punishment.
Yeah, DK Metcalf was the one who was Myles Garretting. Remember when Myles Garrett swung the helmet at who was
Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph.
The Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, so DK Metcalf swinging a helmet at cornerback Trey Brown. Chippiest training camp practice in recent memory is what ESPN reported.
Yeah, they're I heard a little bit of this in Lake Forest as well. They're tired of taking on each other.
Yeah.
It's hot. I'm tired of seeing your face. You know what? Can we just play somebody else? Can we get a scrimmage? I'm tired of taking on you and you low blocking me, or you cheap shotting me, or talking crap when our unit doesn't do well. I'm going to hit you in the face. I'm tired of this. Let's play somebody else. That's what it is. You're tired of seeing the same guys. When you come to the facility, you see in the weight room, you put your pads on, you put the helmet on, you're cheap shotting me. I'm tired of seeing you. I love you, but I'm tired of seeing you.
Basketball is not physical like that. It's physical, but not like that. The Jayhawk shaking his head at me as he walks by.
Told you.
Under 8.
Okay. I'm just trying to help him make money for his family. Play under 8 on Kansas. But in basketball, we would go through practices. Well, the whole team is 15 guys. They all know the plays. They're our offense. And it would drive our head coach insane when somebody would play the play. Okay, the ball's going here. We got to make sure the defense is locked. And he'd go in and bat a pass. Quit playing the play. You know what it is.
Yes, yeah, yes.
That's why you want to play exhibition and just play somebody else.
Shay, that's Lovie Smith's camp. Defense is just ferocious.
Brutally.
Who's that quarterback?
Jay.
It was Jay, yeah. Jiminy Christmas, let the ball go through. Guys, Jiminy Christmas. All right, coach. Blue Eddie, we're good, yay! Hot. And the balls, he takes an 8-step drop, 7-step drop, bam, bat it down at the line. Jiminy Christmas, guys. I said, let the ball go through. Yes, coach.
Do it again.
Knock it down again.
It just gets so frustrating.
Defense is so ahead of the offense, just like they just kept batting the ball down.
When we talked to the great Tom Thayer, I want to ask him, like when you are practicing, you know you got a hell of a football team. And you're going up against Hamp and Mongo and Dent and Perry and Hartenstein. Like, did you go all out? And how beat up were you? Because I don't remember that team having injuries in training camp to the degree we hear around the league now.
The great Tom Thayer will join us at 9 o'clock every Thursday right here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show. Super Bowl champion and color analyst for the Chicago Bears. But first, Deal Breakers. It's right around the corner on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show.
You're listening to